Mhm.
Now that you've been out of the house a few days, I guess what out of all that you've seen has been the biggest surprise for you?
The biggest surprise was probably how quick I got recognized walking out of the house, and then how much love and support I have got online and like in person too. Like I was surprised. Like I wasn't too concerned about like my public perception, but when I came out of the house, like I just felt so loved and like supported that it made my eviction a little bit easier knowing how much people wanted me back in the game and how much they loved my game. Because I know in the pre-interviews, like I came off a little cocky, I came off pretty confident, but I think you won. You had to. You have to believe that you could win. And then also at the same time, that's not like I totally forgot what I was saying. But no, I forgot what the question was.
I was just asking the biggest surprise, but you answered that. You answered that. I
Okay.
did. I was about to ask though about I don't know. It's kind of like a harsh switch from the introduction interviews to in the house, because like I was like buckled up, ready for you to kind of be a explosive player in the house, but then you were very low key. Was that by design? Was that strategy?
It was supposed to be. That's one of the reasons why I tried to throw or I threw the first HOH, but the problem with that is I didn't throw it well enough. So I didn't because it's a long-term game, not a short-term, and I wanted to hide my capabilities of like being good in competitions for like two reasons, right? It would put a huge target on my back, and like your luck does run out, right? Like some comps, sometimes you just can't win, or like you run out, like you're outplayed, you're outsmarted, or you're out like competed like physically. And I was like, I didn't want to test my luck, but I trained for it so that if I ever am in the hot seat, I could win. But the thing is, when it came to the first HOH, like I wanted, or the first, so when we did the first competition, I did like the bridge where I had to find Julie. I really did try to win because
Yeah.
there was a power, and I was like, I would want that power. I literally lucked out. I checked every door, and the one door I didn't check,
Yeah, I
Zach looked
remember
at it.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Zach just
so
rushed to the
that one
one
I
door.
just lucked out, and it made me a huge threat because the way I believe it is like you rather throw it completely to downplay your threat, or you win it completely so that like people are like, hey, I want to work with him because he's a good competitor, but
Mhm.
don't get second place.
Yeah.
And maybe third because it shows you're strong, but not too strong. But that one put a little bit of a target on my back. So going into the HOH competition, when I convinced Jimmy to put me up, one of the people to play in it, I wanted to throw it. And the problem was it wasn't really seen on the show, but in in when the actual competition happened, I instantly had my first two bottom bars like that before anyone else could because it was a simple physics problem. I knew exactly where the numbers should have gone.
Yeah.
But the problem was I didn't expect Jimmy and Ashley to just do so poorly at the beginning that it made me look really good. And then you could kind of see it that like I was like basically kind of waiting for Vince to finish because I didn't really want the HOH.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
trying to like, okay, I'm like, I made myself too big of a target coming into second place. Last competition, I need to downplay it.
Mhm.
But it still ended up biting me in the butt. But that wasn't the main catalyst that drove me to my eviction. It was one of the things, but it wasn't the main thing, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I've read some of your other interviews so far. I know you said it was hard for you to connect with Rachel, obviously a legend in this game. I think I remember on feeds you saying that it was almost like you're talking to a therapist when you were talking to her. Why was it so difficult for you to connect with her, do you think?
Well, she sounded like a robot. She said she's a casting producer, and she was asking me like these deep questions. Like often, I'm like, "Yo, bro, how about you ask me something light first, and we go into it." Like she was like, "So, what's the happiest memory you have eating?" I'm like, and then like she's like, and then like I'm like, Hello, hi, how's your morning going? Like how's that breakfast taco or that sandwich you're eating for? Like, like just asking me a deep question out of nowhere. She sounds so robotic, and she was like, she was asking more questions than she was ever answering. Like her tactic was like question, 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 keep digging in deeper and deeper, and she
Mhm.
wouldn't allow me to talk to her. I think a conversation should be like more 50-50, like one person talks, you talk, but she was more trying to figure out a lot about me. She seemed like she wanted me to open up a lot. And I would tell her, but the fact that is like you're grilling me. Like I feel like you're trying to force me to open up. And that made me kind of closed off and didn't trust her because one, why the flip are you grilling me so
Mhm.
much? And then two, I I don't trust you, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what your game is. I know you're a little bit of I guess a ruthless player or used to be. So I was like, I didn't really want to give her too much information. But I think she was a little upset at me because I wouldn't give her much. I wouldn't open up to her as much as the other house guests would because they were biting into her like questions and I wasn't. So
Yeah.
she was a little upset at me with that, and she was upset that I didn't hype her up to be the queen that she likes to think she is. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying she isn't, but like she wanted that appraisal. She wanted to be liked by the house. I'm like, but you're just Rachel to me. Like, like
Yeah.
respectfully, and then like you like the fact that you're grilling me, and like we just didn't build that connection after that.
Yeah. I do think we have to wrap up, but can I get a winner pick right now?
Ooh, winner pick, fudge.
It's tough.
Um, okay, I'll say this. I may change it up because I change it. If Zach doesn't lose sight of the prize, he could win,
Mhm.
but he needs to stop having a soft spot for the girls, especially Lauren. That might be his weakness
Yeah.
later on if he doesn't focus on the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I really like his social game and his social standing. But yeah, I really
He's a good
appreciate
social
you
player.
you jumping on. Sorry that you couldn't stay in the house longer, but yeah, I really
I
appreciate
know, me
talking to
too.
you for a little bit.